guys, now this week I came across yet another icing situation. The woman was parked in there, I pulled up, only just squeezed in, a few hand gestures later, shall we say, from her, and she drove off. Unfortunately, just as she was driving off, a council warden came around the corner. Now obviously it was too late to do anything about the woman that did this, but it did kind of make me think, would she have done anything if she'd have seen this car park there? Now, in my experience in this particular car park, which I use probably twice a week, it's a good 50% icing rate, as in that's 50% of the 2 times a week I turn up, there is someone parked in one of the 2 charging spots. So I thought I'd basically go and ask her whether or not it's something the council penalises. Do they ticket someone who's parked in an EV charging bay, or do they ticket someone even in their electric car if they are not charging in a charging bay? Because at the end of the day, remember, it's an EV charging bay, not an EV parking bay. There's a very big difference, and in my experience, charge blockers, i.e. electric cars or plug-in hybrids that don't plug in, therefore block the charger, are as big a problem as icing, really. So this is the video talk. I've deliberately masked out the council warden that I've spoken to, because she was nice enough. There was, she answered the questions. I have no problems with her or even council wardens in general. It's the councils that this has kind of highlighted for me that seem to be the problem. Their lack of training, as it were, to their parking or council wardens.
The traffic warden there, I'm going to ask her what she thinks. Hiya. Just a quick question, the EV charging bays, the electric car, is that policed in the same way that, if someone parks there that shouldn't be or anything? As in a non-car charge?
I don't know, because I haven't really come across it.
She's never come across it. As I said, I visit this car park, and there are several other in the council area, as in council car parks that have charging points, and I'm only there twice a week for probably 20-30 minutes, and see it on a 40-50% basis there is someone parked in that charging bay. So unless she's kind of new to this, which I doubt, but you never know, I cannot see how nobody has not come across this before. Not seen it or not realised it's a thing, perhaps, but I see it often enough. I'm there twice a week. I imagine they're there more than twice a day and they've not seen it.
I come across it quite a lot, that's all. I mean,
right.
Obviously it's
yeah, I think if we can do them for not designated for that vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because it does happen a fair bit to usually popping in and out sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a disabled bay, is it? So.
No, yeah, I'm going to inquire about that, because I think what we would do is that we probably would, but it'd be under one class of vehicle.
Yeah.
So it would probably be that.
So they can actually do them, not designate for that vehicle, she said. So there is something in place there to actually ticket or penalise somebody who's blocking a charge point.
Yeah, well, it's it just means you can't charge. It's like parking next to a fuel pump, innit? And walking off, you won't do it. Not when there's loads free.
I'll have to, because obviously we haven't actually been, somebody hasn't really mentioned it to us, to be fair.
Somebody actually hasn't mentioned it to us. So in the 2 to 3 years, this council has had several car parks that have charging points, which is good. They have never mentioned anything to their council wardens about what to do if somebody's parking in an EV charging spot incorrectly.
But I will bring it up, actually. I will actually inquire about that, because it would probably be that we're doing them as wrong class of vehicle.
So that kind of says it all, really. Nobody in the past few years, since they were installed, has ever told the council wardens, the parking people, whatever you call them, what to do if somebody's blocking that charging point, if somebody's not charging but parked there, if somebody's in a car that's not an electric car and parking there. They don't know. Now, I'm not really blaming her, because she's doing her job. I'm not going to have a go at her, that's why I've kind of masked it out. But you would think common sense would prevail here, and you would think that the council would actually have at least something in place there. She's obviously never had any training on what to do in this situation. Now, no doubt someone will say, well, how will she know? if it's an electric car or not. She mentioned may not be, into cars. So how would you spot an electric car as a council warden? What's the training? Well, it's quite simple. As these are EV charging bays and not parking bays, if the car is plugged in, they can stay there. If the car isn't plugged in, whether it's electric or not, they need to be ticketed. Because as I said, charge blocking or icing, they're both as big a problem as one another. So there's no training needed, is there, really? If a car's plugged in, fine. If it's not plugged in, not fine. It's as simple as that. And I cannot believe in the past 2 or 3 years, nobody has ever mentioned this to either a parking warden, as I have just done there, as in a member of the public, or anybody from the council, whoever trains these people, has never said, if you see this, do this. She's going to inquire, which is good, but to be fair, she shouldn't have to inquire. She should know already. So it's the council's fault, not her fault, it's the council's fault. From my point of view, there's only kind of 2 things really. One, the council don't care if somebody is abusing an EV charging spot. Or 2, they're inept. I fail to see a third reason, to be perfectly honest. Now, they don't care, or they've not done the job properly. Now, if you come across a council warden, forget private car parks for a second, if you come across a council warden walking around, and you know there are charging points somewhere in their area, please, very kindly, ask them, say, is there a council kind of thing? Is this something it's policed? Are you told if someone's doing this, ticket them? I'd be interested to know whether other councils have anything in place, because there are some good councils out there when it comes to kind of EVs and charging points, and there are some absolutely horrific ones. But it'd be interesting to know if you could do a little bit of research for us and post in the comments below. Or have you ever asked a council warden whether or not it's policed? So there we go. Rant over, and video pretty much over as well. Let me know what you think. It's probably something we all kind of knew anyway, but yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.